Blessings and welcome to the Soul Logistics Radio Show, Monday morning quarterback. I'm your host, Doug Evans, the unknown icon. A few people call me Hannibal Smith. Got the minister of information, the straw that stirs the drink, the movie critic, hip hop professor, Fat Tommy. What's popping, yo?
What's going on, Doug Evans? You know, quarterbacking is a lot easier on Monday morning than it is on Sundays.
Hindsight is 2020, as they say, right?
In some cases, because Cleveland don't seem to be good Monday morning quarterbackers, but around the league, everyone else I think seems to do a good job with Monday morning quarterbacking.
Before we jump into that, did you get a chance to see the fight? Congratulations to Terrence Crawford, man.
Man, let me just tell you. I told my wife, that's how you beat somebody up. Like, he didn't knock him out, but he constantly punished him. I mean, well, one, he moved up a weight to get there. His hand speed was remarkable. His accuracy was dope. He was eating punches. Like, my God, I was like, is dude really throwing hard punches? Because it don't look like it's hurting Crawford. The thing that was disappointing to me was at 1:30 in the morning, it was the 10th round.
Why is it so late, man?
It was Vegas. It was Vegas. It was 11 o'clock to them. You know, the fight 8, 9, 10, 11. So it started 8 for them, 11 for us, 12-1.
They got to do something about that, bro. I don't care. They got to do something about that. But the only reason I had a little money on it, that's why I could stay up, but it was bad.
I couldn't stay up. I fell asleep when I woke up the next morning, which was Sunday. I rewatched from if you want to watch it, you should watch from round 7 forward. Like if you just started 7, it don't even look close. But the early rounds, he was scoring more on points than he was, and they was trading a lot. But did you see the fights before that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, the joint that was a draw. Them two dudes remind me of Hagler Hearns. The bell said ding, and they just stood there and battled it out. The one before that one was good. The lightweight. I saw 2 really good fights that the king from Saudi Arabia, he has 2 really good fighters.
You can tell he got money.
Dude, yeah. He handpicked the black dude, and then his the Scottish dude, he handpicked that dude. So he got 2, and he said the guy who was in the draw, that's who they saying gonna be up next against Crawford.
You know, speaking on boxing, we lost remember the fighter Ricky Hatton?
Nah, I'm not.
The white guy. Well, he passed away. So R.I.P. to that brother.
R.I.P. Ricky. Okay.
All right, let's get into this NFL, man. First of all, we thought that the Ravens and Buffalo Bills was the one of the best games of the year, but that Dallas Cowboy and the Giants game, that perhaps so far the best game this year. What you think?
You know what? I've seen now 3 games that all were like the same. Like that reminded me of the Norfolk State game, because once you thought it was over, it wasn't. Like I thought the Cowboys game was over, and what did the Giants do? Turned around and threw a touchdown. I said, oh, now it's clearly over. They ain't got but a minute. Dak ain't gonna get up the field. Next thing I knew, Dak scored.
And speaking on Monday morning quarterback, how last week people was dogging Russell Wilson, and he showed up, right?
Well, at 40 years old, which I don't think Russ is 40, I think that's Flacco, but at the age he is, to have the game he just had, man, I'm telling you, like that just shows that he still has it. I think even the pass that 2 things. I think one, the play before he threw the interception, the ball was right where it was supposed to be. The receiver wasn't. He slowed down. He said he couldn't see the ball. I'm saying, like, yo, just run. Let the ball hit you and feel for it. The second thing is, and I watched, but nobody addressed it. I think the player cut to the outside and was supposed to cut to the inside on the interception. Because, I mean, I've been following Russell Wilson since collegiate. I've never known him to throw the ball that off. But, you know, he is older now, so he may have thrown an interception to negate his whole great victory, you know, all that greatness he had. One play, that's all they're going to remember, the interception he threw at the end of the game. But he gave him several chances to win. I think it's the defense. The defense could y'all get one stop? One stop is all we're asking for. And I think Dallas missed Micah, because the way Micah was on
Green Bay, what he's doing in Green Bay.
Grabbing Jaden Daniels. I know he could have laid hands on Russell at least.
And boy, people do not want to admit when they're in the wrong. Jerry Jones, and speaking about Jerry Jones, I'm going to just touch on this for just a second, right? And follow me and stop me anytime you feel I'm wrong. Just jump in and stop me like I know you would. Wasn't Jerry Jones the one that said that if anybody kneel down for the Colin Kaepernick situation, he will fire? Did he say that? Something
Yes,
like
that.
that? Okay. So now he has a moment of silence for this guy, Charlie Kirk. Now, I don't know if I was a player for the Cowboys, this is why I get in trouble a lot. Because I would definitely have to have a conversation with Jerry Jones about that. You know what I'm saying? What you think about this?
The reason I'm on Soul Logistics Radio or no other radio is because, first of all, I wouldn't have took a moment of silence when everybody else was quiet. I'd be the one making noise. What y'all quiet about? That's the first thing. Now, I do think a couple of things. One, rich. I used to say rich white men, but maybe it's all rich men. But rich white men have this thing about power. So he knows that he's wrong, but he don't want to yield to a black man and ever act like he made a mistake. That's in their playbook. So they never gonna acknowledge that he shouldn't have got rid of Micah. Now, the kneeling portion of it, it's because they can do what they want for their culture. When we do something we want for our culture, as a black man, we have to be reminded to get back in our place. Because it suddenly occurred to me this weekend, and I thought it, but after really, really watching football this weekend, I strongly believe that they are giving Deion Sanders his Negro wake-up call, because they cut his son, and then this son is not playing. They got the man out there in dress shoes. He had on slacks at the game. Okay, when you at the game with slacks on, it's a problem. Man got on slippery slides and slacks. So apparently he's not gonna get in the game. But that shows you. And then here's the thing that is the power racist dynamic, because they still send the message as if Shador should not be playing. That's the part that's crazy. They still send the message as if Micah isn't him. You know, like, we just go. And then you brought in, who's the 90-year-old dude they just picked up off of waivers who was at Subway Sunday, and now he's going to be an edge rusher? Man, come on, man. Y'all are just really showing, well, you know what? My grandfather used to say, a fool and his money will soon depart. And see, that's where Jerry at. He is a fool with money because he don't care nothing about the game. He don't care nothing about the fans. All he care about is his attitude. He's almost like, forgive me.
But I'm talking about the hypocrisy as far as, remember there was like, there's no place in the game for politics and all this other stuff. When they was telling us, when we was talking about racial injustice and all this is what they was telling us. Okay, you know what I mean? Now with the cat Charlie Kirk that got off, it's like it's double standard. It's nothing but a bunch of hypocrites, man. And then here we go. We don't even address it. I didn't hear that one mainstream broadcast this morning, the hypocrisy. I didn't hear it.
I can't believe that no one stood up and booed and screamed. This is America.
They said the Saints, and the Saints did. And big up to Detroit Lions and Baltimore Ravens. They refused to do it.
Yeah, I would have been screaming, booing. I wouldn't have did it. I wouldn't have took no knee for it. The other day in class, my students were discussing, what about his family? Should we feel sad about his family? I don't think so, bro. I have no pity for his family. And the reason I have no pity for his family is because he had no pity for George Floyd's family. I went back and I was reading some comments that he made about George Floyd. If we made that exact same comment about him, we would be, they ostracized me if I said what he said about George Floyd. And the question was about George Floyd's family. And right. He said the man is a thug, his family deserves nothing. And now here we are asking about this man's family. So here's what I would say. It reminds me of the words of a brother I used to listen to named Khalid Muhammad. They asked Khalid, what about the children? He said, those children gonna go up to be racist towards your children. That's what's going to happen. In that family that they being raised at with his views, those children are going to be raised to hate us. So we're going to be saying, what about his family? And now, do you think his kids now are going to go, oh, my dad was a bad guy, so we should really question his views? Or do you think his kids are going to go, they killed my dad, now I got to go extra hard with my conservative views? See, that's where we at.
But it seemed like the guy, I don't know.
Doug, let me tell you, birds of a feather flock together.
True. Most of 90% of the time, I'm gonna
this
give
ain't
you
100. This ain't 100. This
right.
90. Most of the time, if your parents are pieces of trash, it's a good chance you're gonna be a piece of trash, unless you from a black household where your grandmama step in and raise you. Then you don't be around your mama house. You be at your grandma house, big mama house, and big mama don't play that. So other than that, if you raised in a household with garbage parents, well, I'll give you one better. If your parents are alcoholics, they say typically the children are alcoholics, right? So if a kid is an alcoholic based on the household he grows up in, and it's not in your DNA, it's just from your environment, then one could surmise that if you grow up in a racist environment, racism is going to be on the forefront. If you grow up in a conservative environment where you have conservative views, then that's how you're going to perceive life. So he was raising kids who aren't going to care about us. So why?
I know he said he wasn't down with empathy and sympathy. All that wasn't. So
he said empathy was a made up woke word. So all we got to do, listen, is actually don't ask me anything. Every answer you want from me, play the tape of him being asked the question and what his answer is. Everything his response is, that's mine. So when they ask, do his kids deserve empathy? Play him saying empathy is a made up woke word. That's my answer. If they say, does his family deserve some tears? Play what he said about George Floyd's family. That's all I'm saying. Like, don't ask me no more. Why? Listen, why do we? This is what we always do, because the students in class, the students of mine that were in class, worried about his family. Guess what they was?
What?
Black kids.
I wanted to touch on this. I don't want to go too hard. Like
it was one male and one female. I'm gonna not call their names because they students of mine, but both of them were the ones that were empathetic. So now we got white kids, and I go, what about the family? My white students, they ain't care nothing about the family. They said, forget the family. We don't care. That man did this. Forget him and his family. Us, black kids in class saying, I feel so bad for his children. Man, where do we get that from? Where do we get it from saying that?
I know where we get it from.
People celebrating, and I'm not celebrating the man's death.
Right.
Really.
Nobody. I really haven't seen anybody celebrating it. They're just like you. I don't care.
But if you ask me about it, I am going to go to the extreme solely because, one, he went to the extreme. So I believe in fighting fire with fire. The second thing is, we always the ones that's worried about somebody. We as a people, always, they be beating us down. Martin Luther King, can't we just get along? We shall.
Hey, speaking of Dr. Martin Luther King, he dissed him too, didn't he?
He did. And some of our most peaceful people on the planet. And so then when these things happen to them, we then take the side of, we need to be righteous. We need to be concerned about them. But I think that's part of our problem. I grew up where I was concerned about the kids, where, man, you got to look out for his kids, da-da-da-da. But you know what? That's not how it goes. In real life, those kids grow up and forget the empathy you gave them. In real life,
I sat back and watched, and black people post what you're talking about. And I already knew this, but now I know for a fact Christianity is the gas that fuels white supremacy, bro.
Absolutely. That's why from it.
God, I don't think God created anything that go against, like, roaches is going to protect roaches. Flies is going to protect flies. If somebody talk down to our most prized possession is our black women. If somebody's talking against black women, they talking against Dr. Martin Luther King. They saying they had no empathy. Why would you be the first one to jump out there and have sympathy for them? I don't understand how that works.
This is what I want to know. My simple question is, how many slave owners' children let the slaves go? How
Ooh.
many of these great grandchildren who benefited off of slavery started repaying the debt? How many of them woke up and said, you know what? The Levi's family came up off of black slaves. What I want to do as Mr. Levi's and Strauss Company is I want to donate half my money to black charities. How many of them did that? When you start showing me the numbers of them that went the other way in support of us, then I'm with it. But if no one is supporting us, because I'm going to say there are definitely good white people. I've met some of them, but I remember what Muhammad Ali said. They asked Muhammad Ali, what about the good white people? And Muhammad Ali said, if I'm in a room and I open up a door and it's 1,000 snakes all over the floor, but only 5 are poisonous, the other 995 of them are innocent, non-violent. So what do I do? Should I just kill all the snakes or just walk through the snakes and hope that the 5 don't get me? Well, Ali's answer was get rid of all of them. He can't afford to mess around and step on the one that kills him and let the other one survive. And that's how I feel. Yes, there is 5 good ones. But are we supposed to succumb to the punishment of the 95% for the 5%? Are we supposed to forget? Because this man was an advocate for racism. Now, he did it with coded language. He didn't outright call us niggers on television. I'm sure privately he did, but on TV he did not. He spoke in coded languages. He started talking about putting us in the boat with George Floyd, like we're all George Floyd, without necessarily saying that. Those are the little slide things that he did, and that's what allows us, our Christian conservatives that are black, to say, well, we have to have empathy for the family. We have to be concerned about his kids. I wouldn't be surprised, Doug, if they didn't send him money and flowers. Like, that's how sick we are as a people. We are so sick that, look, when they kill us, we can't forgive us. When we out there on the corner talking about us, Christianity don't make a move for us to forgive the young black drug dealer. Christianity don't make a move for us to forgive this person. But here this white man is who has no empathy for you. And because he's a Christian, because he talks all that Christian garbage, you running around saying we should have empathy for him. No, sir, I do not. And I'm not even so sure that I don't feel for his family, but publicly I won't acknowledge it because we got too many people doing it. We have too many people calling for us to feel sorry for a man who cared nothing for us. What about the Klansman that hung your father? Should we have empathy for him? I'm just saying, should we? If a man wears a Klan uniform, they come to your house, snatch your dad out the house, light a cross, and hang him. Then the next day you find out that that's Billy, and Billy gets shot. Should we have empathy for Billy's kids?
Ooh.
In the real world,
That's
dude.
right. I be like,
Listen. As sick as this sound in the black community, I hear this far too much. I don't care who at the house. Your mama, your daddy, your sister, your dog, your goldfish. Biggie said everybody dying. Ain't that what the rapper said?
no.
Everybody. So now
When they spin the block, when they say we spin the block,
if you on the block, me and you just came out the store, Doug. We ain't got nothing to do with it.
what did Method Man say? Make people don't want to stand next to you, right?
We just came out the store. We ain't had nothing to do with it. They shot us and they said, well, you know what? Doug and Tommy knew better. It was on. They shouldn't have been in the store. That's what they'll say to us. They'll say Doug and Tommy know that they beefing with them. They shouldn't have went in that store.
All right, we're gonna put a bow on this, but my last point is like, if everybody's so cool with free speech, you think if the same thing, I don't want this to happen, but if something happened to Charleston White for the things that he's saying, do you think people had that same response? Do you think even black people would be like, that's what he get, right?
But we always say that about us. That's my point. Whenever it's dealing with black people, me and you are innocent bystanders coming out the store, they gonna say we knew better. Me and you gonna be there saying they shouldn't have did that. They gonna say we know better. But when dealing with them, we say empathy. We don't say that he should know better. We don't say, you know what? He should know better. All that. Grandma says power in the tongue. He reap what he sow. It's chickens coming home to roost. All of these things play there, but won't nobody.
Because we talking smack about the gangs in Chicago, and then you and I want to do our show in the hood in Chicago, and stuff start jumping off. They be like, why the hell they go down there?
We ain't had no business in Chicago. They know better. Biggie got killed. They said he ain't had no business in Los Angeles. He don't have no business in the whole state of California. Like he can't go to California no more.
That's what they said. That's what they said.
He knew better.
Hey, so Joe Burrow got to have surgery on his toe. The turf toe is no joke. So what do you see Cincinnati? You think Cincinnati is still going to make the playoffs?
I don't. Not unless
they're 2-0.
Door.
You don't think so?
360 degrees of Shador. Nope. They got to come in. Who's their backup?
Hey, he helped win the game. But look, did you hear the reports that the Baltimore Ravens wanted to draft Shador? He didn't want to go to the Ravens because he felt behind Lamar Jackson, he wouldn't get a chance to play. How you feel about that?
This is exactly how I feel about that. I feel that one, ESPN reported a lot of stuff. They reported that Shador was wearing his hat backwards and he shouldn't have been speaking to the other player, right? If they want to report something, this is what they should report. That Joe Flacco just got mollywopped 45-7. Shador didn't play. There's no sense even. We don't need to talk about that. We could have talked about that back in May when he turned them down. Why are y'all reporting that this season? That's preseason reporting. See, we are now in the season. There's no sense talking about that stuff. The stuff we need to talk about now is actual football.
True.
Every Sunday is some games on. If the game is played between the lines, let's keep the conversation between the lines. See, they trying to make this. This ain't got nothing to do with Shador. The score was 46-7, 17. This had Shador had. I just told you he had on slacks and dress shoes. There's nothing. They shouldn't even be mentioning Shador's name. What he did 6 months ago has nothing to do with the beating they took. Now they 0-2. How about reporting that, ESPN? They 0-2. Flacco looked like he had an oxygen tank moving on the side of that. How about reporting the fact that Cleveland had a 3rd-round draft pick? He should get in the game.
True.
Dylan Gabriel needs to start next week. They 0-2. They're not going to beat Green Bay. They're not going to beat the Steelers. You might as well put Dylan Gabriel in. You said, listen, I heard them say the man is a supercomputer. How about reporting that? ESPN, didn't y'all report that Dylan Gabriel was a supercomputer? His processing speed of the game is lightning fast. So I looked at Joe. His processing speed was slow. Even Shador, I think him and Shador is equal because he had the ball for almost 4 seconds, so it don't matter. If he is as slow as Shador, then I would go with the young man. But I'm not even advocating for Shador. I want to see the supercomputer, that Terminator. I want to see him out on the field. I want to see that processing speed.
And if you had that right here and you losing, you would think like, yo, it's a supercomputer right here.
You got an M3 Apple processor sitting right over there, man. This dude.
And you got dial up. You got dial up out there.
All you got to do is put them in. Because then, look, you may still lose the games, but the supercomputer going to score. At least it'll be like 40-35.
And
you know, he got to be able to score about 5 touchdowns because he's a supercomputer. So I'm advocating for the supercomputer to get in the game. I want to
Miami Dolphins still trash. The coach, I don't know. He on the hot seat. I don't know how long he gonna make it. Speaking about the hot seat, I don't want to go in on Tomlin. This year, I'm not gonna go in again. I'm not going in on Tomlin. I'm gonna let the fans decide what's going on. But we had a problem with the rookie. The rookie don't know the rules, the kickoff rules, and it cost us a whole touchdown, possibly the game.
Wait. Before we get to the Steelers, I want to back up a minute. I want to digress because back when I was with the Steelers, we had a dude named Pickens on our team that apparently wasn't no good. They traded him. I turned on the Cowboy game. Pickens got the game-winning tie touchdown. I'm saying, whoa. Either
he got him in field goal range.
Yeah, but he got the tying touchdown too. When they threw the touchdown, it dropped right in his arms to take him into overtime. So Pickens, man, obviously can catch the
Did
football.
I not say? Did I not say this that
You
time?
said it. I haven't heard nobody say nothing. The community ain't saying nothing bad about him. His teammates ain't saying nothing bad about him.
And look, check this out. What is DK Metcalf doing? He can't seem to get open, but George Pickens was getting open.
All I
Somebody don't know what they're doing, man.
is this is what I will reference. I saw Tom Brady in an interview, and Tom Brady answered it best. Tom Brady said, "We rank quarterbacks 1 to 32. Maybe we should start ranking offensive coordinators and coaches. Because what happens," he said, "everybody got a clipboard, ain't no star coach."
That's true.
What happens if you got the number 32 offensive coordinator and you got the number 1 quarterback coming out of college? How do he fare? Because he got the worst coordinator. So you could Tom Brady said you can ruin a quarterback.
I'm seeing it in real time.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. You hit on a very important point. What did Russell Wilson do yesterday? He was on our team. What did he do? What did George Pickens do? He was on our team. What Justin Fields doing, even though he's on concussion protocol, but what did he do? You see what I'm saying? Come on now.
Yes, and Justin Fields, I want to say he came from Ohio State. He was one of the best quarterbacks. So
I'm just saying these are people that we allowed to build them.
And these are also people who I think are not getting the develop. I don't think Tom Brady was talking about anybody in particular, but I think he makes a valid point that we can all see some quarterbacks that when they go to different teams, they're better. Yeah. That's just what it is. You know what it's like? It's back when I used to work records. They used to say some labels just don't know how to work a record. Like you could have a Biggie on your label, but if the label don't know what they're doing, then don't go nowhere. So you could have
you got a hit record too. Like you said, you got a hit record. If you don't know how to promote, if you over there with the doing pop rock things with a hip hop banger, you don't take it to the streets first. You know.
And you could have Michael Jordan at any team, and he have a terrible coach. That's why in the NBA they fire coaches. The players be like, get rid of them. And if I was Lamar, it's 2 things that I saw. Lamar should be screaming to fire the coach because this. First, last week they was at 4th and 1 and they punted the ball away. I thought it was a bad call. Accordingly, a lot of people in the TV land thought so too. But this week, you got 4th and 1, and you was up 21 points. Why do you kick the ball away? Because listen, don't I need to know if Henry or Lamar can get me 1 yard? Like, why are you kicking? I know we up 30, but here's where we find out it's no loss. If they score, we up 30, so it don't matter. I need to see where you at as a team. And you mean to tell me that 2 occasions you needed to find something out early in the season, and yesterday was clearly a good time to find it out because you winning by so many points, and you don't. So I got to get rid of the coach. He's making poor decisions. He's not evaluating the team properly. He's not letting me see whether Lamar or Henry could get 1 yard. 2 weeks in a row. 2 totally different situations. And if you don't think you can get 1 yard against Cleveland, then I question the coach's judgment. So that's what I would say about him. The Cowboys, they figured out how to win. It was ugly.
I mean, it was against the Giants, but hey, a win is a win. I wish
the Giants might be better than we think.
Yeah,
the Giants might be better. If they are really, I'm telling you, 1 play away from if Russell could continue to have the game he had yesterday. Now the question is, can he continue down that path? Because the first game he was horrible. The second game he was better. We can't go back and forth. To me, Flacco was horrible in both games. It's time to get rid of him. He had a mediocre game the first one, terrible game this time. Lamar, I'm a back up off of Lamar a little bit now. I'm leaning more towards, listen, football world, I'm understanding now about what y'all say about the coaches calling plays. But hear me. We at 3rd and 7, and the coach called a BS play. I change it at the line. I'm waiting for Lamar to stand up and say, this is my team. And maybe the owner is too. Get rid of him. He don't know what he's doing. This is what we need to do. But yesterday I noticed I did see him slam his helmet down, and he's beginning to be a little disgusted with the play calling. I think now I would start saying it verbally. Like me and the coach ain't on the same page. We can't.
Maybe he hearing you, Fat Tommy. Thanks, man. Monday Morning Quarterback, sponsored by Culture Mutiny. I see you next week. Hey, we get a lot of flack and people want to discuss. We want to open up discussions and things like that for the folks. But next week, Fat Tommy, all right?
Hey, before you go out, I want to say one other thing. I know we had 30 minutes and
Cool.
35 seconds, but Jalen Hurts again yesterday in the toughest, roughest football game. And you know what they were saying? He didn't throw no pass further than 6 yards. I said he didn't have to. Like, why do they keep saying, you know what he didn't do? He didn't lose the game. How about if we start saying that?
I'm glad you brought that up, Fat Tommy. Good looking. I saw a clip where Chris Jones from Kansas City, did you see when they was trash talking? And Chris Jones said, you didn't even get 100 yards. He said, chill the F out. We winning the game. Like,
listen, as the quarterback, I would think it's my job to win. Okay. If that means I need to hand the ball to Doug Evans 50 times and I still win, if that means I need to throw a 2-yard pass to JD Hayes and I still win, listen, when you start saying stuff like he didn't throw a pass over 6 yards, he didn't need to.
Maybe that's why you guys are losing, because you think that's what you have to do. Maybe that's why you're losing. You know,
he is sitting up there throwing. Listen, between the coaching staff and the quarterback and the running back and the receivers, they are doing exactly what it takes to win every week. So if I don't throw the ball, if Jalen Hurts don't throw the ball again this season and they win every game, do you think people in Philly are going to care? Do you think they're going to say, come on, Jalen, throw the ball? No, I'm not even going to say it, because why would I? Listen, remember when Smash Mouth football was all about running?
Right.
Hand it off and you run. Just go ahead. That's what they're doing. The high percentage play is the run. And if
it's just funny how they move the goalpost. If they don't like somebody and they don't want to give him his props, they move the goalpost. You know what I mean? He went inside. He went inside of Kansas City, who was 0-1, and they needed that win. And they wanted revenge on them for the beatdown they took in the Super Bowl, and they went in there and they beat them.
They went to their house
again.
He didn't throw no passes over 6 yards, but he threw passes. Now it's not that they didn't run. It's that he didn't throw none over. Now they got tape measures. He's only throwing 6-yard passes. They don't count as much. They still count for 6 yards, don't they? When you throw the pass.
I saw the tush push. Get them a touchdown.
They trying to ban the tush push. Like, I think they just got it out for Jalen Hurts. Like, anything we can do. How many times, if Jalen Hurts and them, if Philadelphia wins the Super Bowl this year, is Jalen Hurts still a terrible quarterback? Because
I think he's a great quarterback.
I think he's great. I think anybody who says he's not good should watch their mouth, because a good quarterback wins. Right. Anybody you telling me that's good, you telling me Josh Allen is great. I can't tell. You telling me Lamar Jackson's a 2-time MVP. I can't tell. I mean, at the end of the day, listen, when 20 years from now, when they start talking about great quarterbacks and they go, well, Lamar lost, never won a playoff game. Dak never won a playoff game. Jalen Hurts, 2-time Super Bowl champ. Oh, but he never threw a pass over 6 yards. You think it say that? An asterisk. Never threw a pass over 6 yards. Like, what are we talking about? The owner doesn't care. The team doesn't care.
And when the fans are leaving the stadium, they're going in the car, they happy we won, right?
They stay into the end of the game. They cheering the man. As a matter of fact, I saw Jalen Hurts do it after the game interview. The whole stadium was chanting MVP. And we was in Kansas. Did you hear? Go back and look at the interview. They interviewed him on the field and they're going MVP. And I'm going, whoa, this is an away game. This is an away game. They're saying he should be MVP, and he pulled off yet another victory. So kudos to Jalen Hurts. Don't listen to them, Jalen. They trying to trick you. You know what it's like? And I'm gonna leave it right here.
50 Cent
Right?
Ja Rule.
Yes, that's exactly when 50 Cent said Ja Rule don't do nothing but sing on the hooks, and you look up, and that's all 50 did. He did trick the man out his whole position.
The moral of the story, people, young people, do not let anybody trick you out of
That's
position.
your position. All
All right,
right.
thanks, Fat Tommy.
Thanks, Doug Evans. Have a good one.